Jeffrey Rhoda.
Nice.
Danny Ashley, Kim Henry, Esther Parrott.
Nice.
Patrick Vaughn, Bruce Beater.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for joining us. That's great. Josh, I know you're watching. We were able to download the video, but we haven't been able to get it to play on our other screen over here. So Jamie's still working on that. I don't know if it's a format thing or what, but he is working on it right now. So we're gonna try and get to that in a minute. Because my plan is to do a whole recap on Easter Jeep for everybody. I've got some slides here, and then of course, if we can get the video working, we're gonna show you that too. So let's talk about, it's spring, soon to be camping season, warm, everything. And the first thing I want to talk about is half doors. So maybe Alex, can you tilt me down here and let's talk about half doors. If you guys have not seen our half doors, they're 3/16 thick aluminum. They do come with all the hardware. You get the door handles. You do not get the hinges. We sell hinges, or you can reuse your hinges, but you will get the handle and the latch. These are really nice quality. They're not flimsy. They close nice. And everybody who's bought these has been super happy with them. Of course, if you have a 2-door, you can just buy the fronts. If you have a 4-door, we offer these for the JK and the JL. We also do them for the TJ, LJ, and Jamie's got them on his YJ. So with the right handles, you can put them on the YJ. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was we sell these nifty bags that go on the inside of the door. You know, you just don't have enough storage in the Jeep. And this gives you a place to put like maps and a water bottle. And then of course, you know, you can store a tow strap or a quart of oil or, you know, some handy tools or whatever. These are actually tied together, but we sell them in a bigger size for the front, and then this is the size for the rear. So those are nice and certainly available. We have we're friends with the guys over at PRP, so they make those for us for all of our doors. And then another popular thing that everybody always asks me, where did I get them? Well, we make them. They're armrests for the top of the doors. These are super popular. Yep, what do you got?
Do those doors work with factor hinges?
With factory hinges, yes.
Yep.
And I know that you can get some cheap ones on Amazon and eBay, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. There's some inexpensive ones, or do the factory, or do the billet ones that we sell. That's what I'm running on Aftershock and Terremoto. So, yep. So everybody that's ever gotten in one of my Jeeps, as soon as they put their arm on this, they go, oh my goodness, like they're super comfortable. And even this last week out at Easter Jeep Safari in Moab, same thing. So don't short yourself on the armrests. Okay, next thing is if you put the half doors on, you're going to want to get rid of the B-pillar. So we sell this slick little kit that would slide in here and eliminate the B-pillar. Now, the cool thing is that when I say eliminate, I actually mean make it detachable and reattachable. So these are a nice feature that, you know, if you've got this setup on your Jeep, you can get rid of that. That pillar, by the way, is the first thing that's going to get hit when you're off-road. So you get this plate to weld to the bottom, you get this one to the bottom of the pillar, and this one to the top of what you cut off, and then it just goes right back together really nicely. So this is important, and don't forget about this. It's relatively inexpensive, this little kit. So yeah.
Mike Stewart would like to know about how thick is that armrest?
The doors are 3/16 thick.
Okay, and then the armrest?
Oh, armrests. These are 2-inch. So they're 2-inch wide, 2-inch tall. And the foam is, you know, where you can squeeze it down a little bit, very comfortable. And this is all waterproof, and it's got a nice little thing here to protect your paint. So a smoother surface. And yeah, These things have been great. They're on the website, readily available. So definitely, and these will fit on a best top soft door. So you know where your window slides in? Well, these slide in the same thing. And on those doors, you know, they're really thin and they kind of dig into your arm. So this is a nice thing you just drop right in. And then you pull them out, drop your window on. So, yeah.
Awesome. Do the half doors work with the factory uppers?
The half door. Okay, so it depends. If you're talking about JK, yes, you can get those to work. And if you're talking about TJ or YJ, yes, all those were designed to work with the factory, with uppers. Now, Best Top makes some uppers too. So like if you didn't have half doors and you don't have the factory stuff or it's all tired, you can get the Best Top uppers to go on. The only one that doesn't right now is the JL. So we don't have anything yet for the JL half doors, but we're working on it. So.
Okay. Jess White would like to know, why did you guys go away from the Angles B-pillar chop?
So we didn't. That's actually because our doors have been typically flat. What people do is if they've got the angle, they bend this to match the angle, and then they just do the chop to fit that, and then you bend this part. So yeah, you can modify these plates to have the angle, but not everybody has the angled style doors. So factory are, and it looks nice. So
awesome. We're caught up.
Nice. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is cargo racks. So we've got this really nice aluminum cargo rack. This is a great way to divide up the space in the back of your Jeep. And this has a variety of different mounts that you can get for it that'll either go down to your tub, like a universal style mount, or you can go over to our roll cage if you have one of our roll cages. And they've got different mounting positions. Obviously it's aluminum, you can drill holes in it, do whatever you want to do. I've seen some people that just mount them completely down. I've seen people that make them tilt and do all kinds of stuff. That's 100% of you. But this divides up your storage space back there in your cargo area, and it'll also keep things underneath there. So if you lock the back door, it also secures those things that are underneath there, so people can't just reach in and grab your stuff. So that's a nice feature too. So if you haven't checked out one of these, check it out. You can go over, this is on our website, the ACC 1000, and it shows you all the applications, different mounts and everything. So pretty easy to check it out. And this is what I'm running in both Terremoto and in Aftershock. So won't rust, nice and lightweight, so good stuff.
Just to confirm, do the armrests work with the JK Best Top tube half doors?
They should. If not, you can drill the holes and drop it right in. So I know there's a whole bunch of tube half doors out there, and those would be a nice upgrade for sure. Okay. So
Wes Beeman would like to know, what's the weight capacity on that shelf?
So we sell this by itself, or we sell it with a center partition like I've got in Aftershock, because I've got my fridge on one side, and when you slide the fridge out, everything kept falling over behind the fridge, so then you couldn't slide the fridge in. So if you have the center partition, it'll hold 300 pounds. If you don't have the center partition, then I say 150. Okay. And then we've got a smaller version. So I've got it mounted inside of our tire carrier, but this can also be mounted in the back of your Jeep. And this is big enough to hold a 5-gallon propane tank, or a 5-gallon gas can, or firewood, or all the stuff that you don't necessarily want to carry inside your Jeep. This is super handy. This, if you've got one of our tire carriers, this assembly comes off so you get all the room. And this can also be mounted inside the Jeep. I've seen people just use this one and not that one. So depending on what your layout is, you can do that. This, what's that?
Jeff runs that one.
Yeah, Jeff runs this one. I know I've seen people run this behind the back seat in an LJ. So that way you can divide up that cargo space, but still keep the back seat. So it's a handy size. This one's the ACC 1200, and you can, on our website, you can see lots of pictures of both of these. And we've got them in all different kinds of Jeeps, so you can see, what it looks like. There's dimensional drawings. So when you go to our website, if you click on the picture, it'll open into a bigger, more detailed image, and then you can scroll through those and see a lot more deal, right down to the actual dimensions. So pretty nice stuff. What else we got?
If someone were Jeep camping and they wanted to still have a mattress in the back of their Jeep, would their legs easily slide under where that's mounted?
Yes, yeah. So this, this underneath this in Aftershock is my fridge on a slide. So it's a good 24 inches or so up. Yeah, you could easily, and I've even slept in the Jeep with the partition, right? So my legs were just on the one side. So now obviously if you got two people, then that's not a possibility, but yeah, with one person, easily. Yep, good question.
Someone said that you didn't mention the new half-door mirror mounts for the Scotia mirrors yet.
Yeah, that's right. So instead of mounting the Scotia mirrors to your cage, you can now drill a hole here and mount the mirror directly to the door. So now as you take on and off the door, it's mounted to the door. We've had a lot of people that really like that. It also will still swing in. If you mount it right here, it swings in over this taper, and that's really nice too. I just threw one in the Terremoto there, but yeah. Yeah, that's thanks for mentioning that. That's a good thing. Okay, more questions or keep going? Okay, next thing is hood louvers. Right, we're getting to that season where things are getting hotter, and we sell hood louvers in a variety of shapes and sizes. So I've got, that's what we call our two-piece short. We've also got our two-piece long. And then depending on the Jeep you have, we have one that goes in the front, right at the front of the hood. And you can buy this separate. You can buy it as a 3-piece kit or a 5-piece kit. That's been super popular. It only comes in black. And then I've also got the big, one-piece whole hood louver for, TJ, YJ, CJ, LJ, JK. So we've got lots of those too. So aluminum, lightweight, won't rust. You can get it in silver or black. So that's available as well. And, something that I would advise that you head that off. It's going to be getting hotter. If your Jeep ran warm last year, it is not like wine. It will not get better with time. I can tell you that. Okay. Alex is laughing.
About how much does the aluminum cargo rack weigh?
If this thing's pretty light. 6 pounds, I'd be surprised. It's light.
Awesome.
Yeah. Lots of questions. That's good. That's good. Okay. Let's see what else I had. We covered all the rack stuff, armrests. Okay. Let's see what else we can do here. We're going to talk about some Easter Jeep Safari stuff. All right. As you know, I took my Aftershock JL out there, and if you've never been there, you absolutely need to get there. This is an option on Hell's Revenge. Hell's Revenge is this red rock sandstone. It is tons of traction, and it is what I would consider, and you probably would too, classic Moab. This is toward the end of the trail. You or maybe the midway point, right? You turn around and you can either just turn around and go back, or you can go down and come up this thing. This is called Hell's Gate. This is very exciting to sit and watch. And here's a tip that I will give you. If you ever are on the trail and you see people standing there waiting, don't be fooled. They're not there just to watch you come through. They're there because there's a crash that's about to happen. So you need to be heads up when you see a whole crowd of people, because that usually means people don't make it. And I can tell you, the people before I went were about as screwed up as you can get, and they had a heck of a time. So if you're curious, after this show, you can go over to YouTube and type in Hell's Gate, and you're going to see people go all the way to the bottom. It takes about 6 rolls to get to the bottom. Okay. I'm about halfway up right there, so yeah.
Samantha Spenny would like to know, she said that she was at the top of Hell's Gate at EJS with you, and you suggested, because her tires were filling with mud, that she get these tires. It's
yes.
her daily driver, so what do you recommend?
I recommend the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss AT, and that's a good, it's rated, they call it 3 peak, so it's 3 season, and it cleans out, it's siped. It's 50,000 mile tire, and comes in a wide variety of sizes, so I'm sure you can find one that'll fit. And there were people on our trail ride that had that tire and worked really good. So yes, I remember her distinctly, because she had so much mud in her tires that she was like all over the place in there.
Just sliding around.
You got to have them. I mean, I drove through the same thing, and look at mine. They're like perfectly clean. So, yep, that's good. Okay, so Hell's Gate. Obviously, I made it up that without any issue. Oh, here's another shot a little higher up. So we did it early in the morning, so that's why there's quite a bit of backlight there. And then here's Cameron. Remember, was his TJ that now is an LJ. He did the conversion. He was the very first one of our group to do it. And we had a great group of people out there. Of course, that thing worked great. He was just going up and down everything. When we got over to Escalator, which I think is coming, he went up so smooth that he sucked like 20 more people into it that had nothing but trouble. I'll show you those pictures too. So.
As if Cameron needed any more reason to
I know. So, Jeff in Mickey's hot tub, and this is, Jeff had just put the Curry axles in, so he's got a 70/70 now, and he swapped out his wheels for some of the newer race lines. He swapped out some of his armor. He did a bunch of upgrades on his Jeep to get it ready for Easter Jeep, so I think he was pretty happy with how that went. His dad was riding with him, which was cool. So. And then this is our dealer from Georgia called JK Land, and they joined us with a whole bunch of Jeeps. This gentleman's name is Jordan, and he's a customer of JK Land, but it's a full elite build, basically like Terremoto. If you're wondering why he's got his hardtop on, because he's got the detachable B-pillar, it was cold. It was like 20s, mid 20s in the morning. So nobody wanted to deal with that. So, and he's got an LS in there. So yeah, he was having a good time roasting the tires. So.
Troy Merritt would like to know, will a mud terrain or all-terrain perform better on slick rock?
The all-terrain will actually, so you'd be pleasantly surprised with how well it does out there. Yeah.
Sam Cruz is heading to Moab for the first time. Any advice on finding groups to have people to ride along with?
So when you go out to somewhere like Hell's Revenge or Fins and Things, there is a ton of people out there. And you can just get on the trail and, you'll find people that you can kind of hang with or not hang with. People are stopping all over the place, like these hot tubs, to take pictures, to watch people. So, you'll get a wide variety of, right there, Jim, by the cheeses, yeah. And, you'll get a wide variety of built vehicles, not built vehicles. There's going to be side-by-sides out there. You're going to get all kinds of stuff. So, yeah.
Rhett says, hi, Tony.
Hey, who said that?
Rhett.
Oh, hey, Rhett. The other thing I was going to advise you guys is download something like Trails Off-Road app. And they have all these trails on there, so it's easy to find. What they'll do is they'll actually navigate you on the streets, the city streets, to the trailhead, and then on the trail. It's pretty cool, and I think it's like $20 a year or something. It's pretty minimal. All right, Jamie got the video going. Cool. So we'll finish this and then we'll go over the video. Here's another guy that was with us going through one of the smaller hot tubs, and yeah, just fun, you know, trying and seeing how much traction there is. Here's Cameron. It wasn't bad enough to go up escalator. Now he's going down. This picture does it no justice. Yeah. So one of the tour companies, one of the Dan Mick tour company guys went up and down it, and then everybody decided they wanted to do that. So yeah. And okay, so here you go. This is what most people did. You go up this first hump, and there's water, which isn't really water. It's coolant and oil and all kinds of nasty stuff. And so your tires get wet. You can see his tires are wet, and then up and out of there. So it's tricky. You really got to be careful about keeping all the tires planted, or this happens like that. So this is Travis. He's one of the guys that ran our Real Hammers experience. He's definitely a good driver, and that even happens to the best of them. So yeah, it was fun. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. This is a couple from Virginia that built this Jeep themselves. This is a two-door JL called a JLL. So it's been stretched. I think it's 12 inches. And this has our EXS frame on it. So very, very cool. And super nice people, like I said, from Virginia. And this has a Bruiser conversion V8 in it, and they just had a great time. They're probably still on the road because they were talking about wheeling on the way back. So maybe they're watching tonight, I don't know. But yeah, definitely a cool rig. A lot of people were checking that out. Here's the group coming off the trail. And yeah, we had a pretty good group of people. The purple one is Cameron's wife. She was out there driving. She drove like a champ. That's got a 5.3 Vortec in it and an Atlas. And she had driven, I think the day before this, Pritchett Canyon and did great. So yeah, it was
TJ or an LJ?
TJ, but it's been stretched. It's like 102, yeah, or something. Yeah. So let's see. This is actually one of those options on Pritchett. And this is an Elite, JK Elite equipped Jeep out of Michigan. And the gal driving this has joined us on a lot of different trails. And they call this Coda the Jeep. And yeah, they were out there having a great time in this thing. She does really good in it. And she got a fresh set of the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss MTs, which she was just ripping around and going up everything she wanted, so that was cool. And here's another gentleman on the same obstacle, but from the other side. You drive through some water before you go up this, so kind of cool. And then aftershock somewhere on the trail. I finally got a chance to get my top off, which is great. And I run my half doors, which is my preference. There you can see the armrests that I was talking about earlier. So that's nice. And then of course I just put the corner guards on there, so that was cool. This is another option right after that one. You go through some more water and then you climb up and out of there, which is pretty cool. Again on Pritchett. Ricky from RCV joined us. And this is that same obstacle, but from the other side. So he went through the water and now he's coming up. So pretty cool. You can see the smile on his face. He's having a good time. And then Cameron's wife, Kristen, she was doing really well, just ripping around on everything. And again, this is stretched LJ, kind of what tracer style LJ. Now this is Rocker Knocker, and Jamie decided to go straight up, and he's given it he actually did really good. He had great throttle control going up there. There's like a dust on top of the rocks, which makes it a little more challenging. So he had just given it enough of a bump. You can see I'm already up, Jeff's up, so Jamie was the next one to go. And we can spend quite a bit of time here. It takes everybody a while to get up this obstacle. So it's a good one.
Oh, those people with the JLL, they're watching. They said they need that photo.
Nice. So a bunch of these photos have been posted over on the GenRight off-road, which they're watching right now. Jeff posted like 65 pictures already. I'll post some more too, so they'll be able to tag themselves and copy them and stuff. So yeah, for sure. Here's Cameron going right up after Jamie. And remember, that's a 4-cylinder TJ, was a TJ, now an LJ. And he's just going everywhere, so that's pretty cool. And then this is the first group. We're now pulling forward to get up to the top while other people are coming up the obstacle to make room. Kind of a cool shot. And then this is looking back down. So these are all the people that are waiting to come up Rocker Knocker. And this has been an exciting one. I think, yeah, I'm spotting Laura to crab walk across this. This is the traditional way to do this obstacle, and then bump up over there toward the end. It's fun. It feels very awkward, but it's cool to do it that way.
Do you know who would have the drone footage from Hell's Revenge?
Do I know who? No. I don't even know who was flying the drone. I'll have to find out though. I'll have to find out. So I think this was the last gentleman up with our group, so then we'll all pull up. We got a nice group picture up top, right there. Perfect order. And so this was our group. And by the way, normally this trail would take, 8-10 hours for, an average group. We started at 7 and we were done by 9, by noon. So we really cruised through there quite nicely. So that makes for a nice day. And there's Ricky. Okay, so this is called, I think this is Axel Hill, this obstacle. And you got to come up and turn in the obstacle and then climb up that next thing. We usually have one person wait in case they have to winch. And this is quite challenging. Most people this is like the third to last obstacle on Pritchett, have a little trouble here. So Ricky did really good. Oh, and then I'm going to talk about this some more when we come back from the video. So let's play the video. So Josh from Trails Off-Road had put this together. Is the angle good? No glare, okay. And we are going to hit play. So I think there is some volume on this too. So these were some pictographs in the rock on the way over to Steelbender. And this is us airing down, getting ready. And we got a kick out of this because there's a little pond over here. And somebody actually brought in a sailboat to put on the tiny little pond. There it is. So.
That was a trail we did 2 years ago that we got dumped on.
Yep. So this has got, again, the video doesn't do it justice, but there's a couple of good things here. So most people kind of panic on this, but you just let it go. Oh, there's our friends.
Right line?
There's the JLL. No, nobody did the right line. No. This was spooky enough, I think, for most people. The weather was nice. A little chilly, but nice. So that was cool. There's our JLL going up, looking good. These were some of the, different things along the way. That's got the Curry axles, the Mickey Thompson tires. So, and this is Ted. So Ted had just taken delivery of this Jeep the day before. It's a full elite build on 42-inch treps, and he's got a big, like 700 horse LT, brand new LT, and a 10-speed tranny in there. Here's some great footage of that JLL just cruising along. These folks actually built this themselves in their garage at home, which is really a cool thing for the couple to do. Look at that thing just walking along. And this was toward the end of the trail, a nice little downhill that when you came up on it, you couldn't see it. It looked like it just dropped off. So
let's start with, we're here at Easter Jeep Safari 2023. And today, which is Tuesday, we're running Meadow Master Trail. Got a nice group of Jeeps, and everybody's just airing down. You get off here toward Gemini Bridges and head out to the Meadow Master Trailhead. This will be a good day. We got a couple rigs with 35s, so we're going to see what it takes to get them through.
So, airing down. Oh yeah, I did my manifold burritos. And by the way, when it's cold, a hot meal on the trail is like paradise. So this was the first little challenge section. Oh, and Tom had just taken delivery of his Jeep, and it ran great. So America's Most Wanted did the conversion in that. He did a Hemi in there, and it was a tough line. And then he ended up going over there. So this is a YJ that was stretched, basically modeled after my original Growler, and he just put these Mickey Thompson Baja Boss tires on and loves them. He had Goodyears forever, and super happy. Here's Jamie. Everybody wanted to try that little obstacle. It requires the Moab bump. Okay, Jamie's the only one that did this. This is Rock Chucker, and it is very technical, and he was able to pull off. He misunderstood that I said keep going, and he thought I said no, back up. But yeah, he was able to just crawl right up this, which was totally cool. So nice accomplishment. Then just a little bit more of the trail, kind of buzzing along. And that's Laura there and Coda. And a little more footage of Zach, or no. Oh, look at this when Jeff does this. That got a little close, Jeff.
Yeah, his Instagram post said in total control the whole time.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then check this out. This is where we stopped for lunch. And you're like way over the road down there. It's pretty cool. Oh, and then we had potato salad. So I must have given 20 rides here of, going up this. Everybody wanted to see how the Jeep would do. And some of you may have seen, there's a video on Facebook of some guy yard sailing from right here, all like rolled, 6 times to the bottom. So.
And you were right, that was Zach Guptill.
It was, okay, good. But this is a great example of the anti-squat built into our suspension. The wheels are going down and looking for the traction, and really works out quite nicely. Here's Cameron. We should have gotten some regular guy videos here. That people struggle going up this. And everybody goes up, so I decided that it's time to go down. And that when the front wheels touch the bottom, it's 40 degrees. So I know this doesn't look like much, but it's quite steep. So there you can see my aluminum cargo rack with that divider and the fridge right there.
The brackets are adjustable too.
Yep. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. We had a lot of fun. Like I said, I must have gone up and down this thing 20 times. And I had different people in every time I made a lap, so pretty fun. gonna say it was gonna require a little more commitment over there. Oh, there's Josh. He's got the high clearance GenRight bumpers. Of course he can do it. So, good stuff. Good stuff.
Hey everybody, Tony Pellegrino with GenRight Off-Road, and we're here in Moab, Utah for East Jeep Safari 2023. Today we are out on Hell's Revenge. This is iconic Moab. If you've never been here, this is the one trail you have to run. This is that red rock sandstone, tons of traction, really awesome. We're out here early to beat everybody on the trail, and we literally have this place to ourselves.
There you go. So this is the little parking lot where you air down, and there's the trailhead right there. So you immediately get on one of these fins that's, you know, when you're driving, it looks like you're about to drive off the side a little bit. And then this is the first fun little thing. And the next day, I went up that and somebody rolled over right behind me and I had to turn around and recover them from that. You can see we got a pretty nice group. I don't even know how many we had that day, but it was like 25. There's, that's Jennings coming up in her basically stock Rubicon. She just put on our fenders and 35-inch tires and she was cruising. So,
Speaking of airing up, airing down, what's your ARB setup in your Jeep?
yeah, so I've got what's called rock to road, and it airs up all 4 tires at the same time, or airs them down. And I have a preset. There's a shot of me going up the Hell's Gate. You can see my suspension working there. Just awesome. Like I said, this looks like Jeff right behind me here. And you definitely don't want to screw that up. And you want to, if you go to do this, you want to keep moving about walking or 2 times walking speed. You guys have heard me say that before. And here's Kim driving it, and you can see she's got her incline meter there. It's like 25. So it's definitely steep. And it's also leaning at 20, 25, yeah. So, yeah, you got to do your best to keep that pretty flat or it'll get, whoa, it's jumped to 30, 34, yeah, up toward the top. Oh, this is the gal that asked earlier that had the mud in the tires, Sam, yeah. So, this gave her a little bit of a challenge right here toward the top. And you can see you're pretty far up there. I know it doesn't look like much from the bottom when we're watching the videos, but yeah, so that is not the spot that you want to get all out of shape. So, oh, now that I see the drone, yes, I got the guy's card. I can post who the guy was.
Okay, someone
yeah.
said JK Land has some drone footage too.
Yeah, I think they do too. Yeah.
Oh,
So that's Ron Channels from Overland Group, and he had a great time. And by the way, most of the people down there did not want to be down there. They just followed the Jeep in front of them, and they were like, "Oh no, now I got to go up this thing." But you can see, oh, there's the JLL. Yeah, nice. So just cruise right up like it wasn't even there. But look at this. I mean, beautiful scenery, and you just cruise along and. Okay, so I guess that was the end of the video. So it'll just replay. Did we have more questions?
Yeah, so speaking of Zach, can you explain a little bit more about what happened on the day that he broke his rear suspension?
Yeah, so first it started with, we can just let this play in the background. It started with the shock broke, okay? So you guys have heard me time and time again, you gotta have limit straps, okay? So what happened was when the shock broke, then the spring popped out, and it was a big mess. So we tried to make him a limit strap just out of some, tie downs we had, but it broke those. And then I ended up having to like grab onto his cage and winch him over sideways, almost like he's rolling, to get the spring back in. Jeff put the spring back in, and then we lowered it down. And then we used a piece of chain as a limit strap. So it wasn't a huge deal. I've done it, you know, a dozen times before. And it's one of those things where until you've had that happen to you, you know, it's not resonating where I'm always preaching about having a limit strap. Limit straps are 25 bucks, and just put them on. It'll save your shocks. It'll keep bad things from happening to you out on the trail. So yeah, you definitely, all these vehicles have limit straps for sure. And something else on there too?
We're almost caught up. Dave's asking, where's a good place to camp with a 40-foot diesel pusher?
So as you exit Highway 70 and you're on the 191, you're going to get to a spot. I can't remember the name of the road. I think it's Dalton Road, but it's just before the first gas station. And that's BLM land. You'll see other people camped out there. And it's a great, it's dry camping, obviously, but then there's plenty of campgrounds. 7 Mile Rim is another new campground that's got 3 different ones. Some are dry camping, some are hookups. You can book it online, and you'll see that on the right-hand side as you're coming into town. And then, of course, once you get into town, there's a ton of RV parks. I stayed at Sun Outdoor Arches Gateway. Great one. It was about 80 bucks a night. Full hookups, nice pool, jacuzzi, everything. And yeah, there's lots of stuff out there for sure.
Other than looking at runs and event info, what is the best way to get on a trail with you guys for a GenRight run?
Yeah, so that's okay. So obviously our next event, Aftershock, if many of you follow us on social media, Aftershock left this morning to get back there to Jeep Beach in Daytona Beach, Florida. And that obviously is going to be some cruising on the beach and stuff. We have a lot of fun there. And yeah, you know, we do, again, special event shirts. We do stuff at the booth. You're going to want to stop and see us. Of course, we'll have Jeeps on display in the booth. And if we're lucky enough, we'll get out on the obstacle course. Otherwise, High Desert Roundup would be your next chance to wheel with us. So let's talk about, just briefly, I'm going to back up to Easter Jeep Safari in Moab. This was the first time that I had several people come join us because I always have that open invitation, like, hey, if you don't have a Jeep, come ride with me. Well, I had 3 different people ride with me on different days, you know, so that was really cool. Or bring your Jeep, you know, even if it's on 35s. So we had, I don't know, 7 different people on 35s, you know, join us as well. So great. I was super stoked to see people actually showing up and doing that. We, of course, you know, guided them through and made sure they got through the trail. And, you know, I know all of them had a great experience. So, yeah, for definitely High Desert Roundup will be your next one. At High Desert Roundup, we get there on Friday. And so we wheel Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday is Jeep games. When the Jeep games are done, which is about 1 o'clock, then we go wheeling again. So you'll get an opportunity to wheel several times. And we usually do a morning run and then an afternoon run each day because we can, you know, do pretty good. And there's trails of all different levels. I would encourage anybody, you know, from totally stock to, you know, totally built, because on almost all these trails, there's either a trail that runs parallel to it or a bypass on the hard stuff. So you can definitely follow along, no problem. And if you really feel that your Jeep's not up to it, just hop in with one of us and get to experience the GenRight suspension and how smooth and how well it works and how stable it feels. That was probably the one thing I noticed everybody said was how solid and predictable, how stable our Jeeps felt compared to everything else they've been in. And then, you know, because at Moab, you got to hop back on the road and haul back, you know, at freeway speed, they were super impressed that we were able to do that as well. High Desert Roundup is not like that. You're going to camp right there, right where the trails are, and take off. This is held at the /X Ranch outside of Barstow. You can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner there, and there are some nearby motels over at Outlet Center. So whether you want to camp, this is a nice time of year. This is, the end of May, so it's plenty warm to camp and super easy. And even though we've got RVs, a lot of people tent camp within our RVs. Everybody's welcome to camp with us, with us. This is a super family-friendly event. We do cornhole games and we win prizes and stuff. We do a campfire every night with music and stuff. This is a great time, and I encourage everybody to come out for sure. There's a couple more events in here that are not listed yet, which is Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion. I'm doing a Jeep night in Ohio, and I'm sure I'll do some wheeling around that. And then we've got Trail Hero, and then of course, plan ahead and join us out at the Turkey Run at Johnson Valley. Again, that's a wide variety of trails. You can run it in anything, even a stock Jeep or a side-by-side. You should join us there. I think this is going to be like the 15th annual. It's pretty fun. And again, a very family oriented. You can wheel every day. You can take a day off. We do morning runs, afternoon runs, like tons. All of these, you will get your fill of wheeling in, I promise. You're not going to go home going, man, I wish I wheeled a little more. You're going to be like, I hope my rig stays together. You've wheeled so much. Looks like we got the Turkey Run listed twice, and then we do our Parade of Lights or Jeep Crawl for Christmas.
Yep. Other than like all the registration fees, if there is one for a bigger event, do you guys have to, or is there any charge for going on a GenRight trail run?
Oh, no, as a matter of fact, you'll usually end up scoring yourself a cool swag bag with a hat and some gloves or some socks or something, and certainly some stickers and probably a shirt. So yeah, we encourage, we want everybody, you remember this whole Tech Talk program, I started this to cut through the BS so that I can inspire you people to wheel more, build your Jeeps, get out there and enjoy them, and not get caught up in all the he said, she said, the internet said, like, forget all that. That's why I allow you guys to type in your questions so that I can cut through that BS and really give you the straight answer on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. What rigs will you have at Smoky Mountain this year?
So definitely Aftershock, probably one of Peter's, either Maximus or his Jeep that he raced at King of the Hammers. We might take Bowtie, which is now Tuxedo, back there again. Maybe we'll take Terremoto. It'll depend. That's still a little bit far away. Terremoto is currently under the knife. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but we're doing some new cool stuff. So yeah, lots going on. There's not enough hours in the day for me, that's for sure. So yeah, so next is Jeep Beach, and that's a big one. We take about 10 people, and we'll have some rigs out there, and we got lots of girls in bikinis and lots of fun stuff to do out in the sun on the beach. And in the evenings, we'll be cruising, town and Main Street and everything. So I know it's going to be a fun time. So, and if you want to get a chance to see Aftershock up close, just check out our EXS suspension, the giant 3-inch king coilover shocks, that new frame, the cage, the corner guards, the half doors, any of that. It's all going to be there, and it's going to be fun. So we got about 5 minutes left. So if you guys have some additional questions, fire them in.
The first time someone comes out on a trail with you, do you usually do a little walk around to see if there's anything that stands out to you that could be an issue to modify in future? Yeah,
for sure. And, we might even talk about, what trails you go on, what trails you're comfortable with, how much driving experience you have. We can help with all that stuff. Again, I don't want to take you out and terrify you. I want you to have a great experience and want more. So, yeah, I'm happy to. And, a lot of the time, like at HDR last year, we had my little 4-shock YJ out there, right? So you know, I don't have to drive something on 40s. I can hop in my Jeep on 35s and go wheeling with you. So yeah, I'm happy to do that too, and I enjoy it. So yeah, by all means. So.
Awesome.
All right.
How was the response from the Show Your Rig photo submissions?
We got slammed, hundreds. So I know Jeff's already been posting some of those. Yeah, so you guys should be seeing that on social media for sure. Yeah.
Corey Allen Coleman would like to know, what do you call a man with no shins?
What's that?
Tony.
No shins?
Tony.
Gotcha.
Yep. Any YJ trips coming up?
Yes, we do have a YJ Rubicon run planned, but I'm waiting to see when the snow melts. So I've got some friends up there, and I'm going to check with them in like 30 days, and then I'll have that nailed down. If you are one of those people that wants to go with us, you need to email me, tony@genright.com. Let me know you're one of those folks that's interested, and we can have you come along. But that is the run that we're going to do to show everything we did on Foreshock paid off, and for very little money you can get out there and run the Rubicon. So it's going to be a fun trip. All right.
I have a buddy who has a YJ. Can you use the TJ to LJ conversion on that?
So it's slightly different. Mostly it's the shape of the tub and the interior aluminum. So what you need to do is call in. It already exists. We don't have it listed yet, but yeah, the frame part is the same, and it's just the interior part that is a little bit different. And that's what we did on Jamie's Growler. So yeah, it definitely exists already.
All right, and last question, Jeffrey Buttercrumbs wants to know what anti-dive or anti-squat numbers does a tracer have?
I don't know off the top of my head. I might even be able to reply to this after the show, but I can run those numbers. It's the tracer is not much in terms of anti-squat. It really just propels forward, because that one was modeled off Jordan's old 4500 car, which is now Peter's 4500 car. So I'll double check those numbers though.
Okay. Oh, one more.
Okay.
Any preference on gas pedal for LJ aftermarket?
That's a good question. We've actually made all of ours just from scratch, but I know Low Car and a couple other companies have them for hot rods, and you can try one of those. I do use a Low Car cable to run my throttle body. I don't do fly-by-wire. You guys have heard me say that before. But if you are fly-by-wire, then you're stuck with a GM pedal. So that's one of those things. And I was going to answer one more question that I got by email. The gentleman asked if I had to start today, what would I build? And the answer would definitely be a Tracer LJ. Now that, you could start with the TJ and do the LJ conversion and then turn that into a Tracer. But yeah, definitely a stretched LJ, because that takes it to 115-inch wheelbase. So that's almost the same as a four-door, but it's 4 inches more narrow. So that really gets you through the trails in a tighter platform. So, and it's light. So yeah, if you're thinking about what's next, yeah, you either pick up a TJ cheap and do the LJ conversion, or get an LJ and then do our Tracer conversion, and you will be very happy, very happy. Any more questions?
What's for dinner?
Well, I don't know, actually. I'm feeling like lasagna, though.
How do you determine the length and the limit of the limit straps and the best area to install them?
That's a great question. Okay, so limit straps are usually attached to tabs, one on the frame, one on the axle. They do not need to run the length of the shock. And what you want to do is you want to let the shock droop out. You want to find those 2 points, like on the bottom of the frame and on the axle. And you want it to be 1/2 inch to 1 inch shorter than the travel of your shock, because the straps will stretch under load. So you can, measure them, measure what that span is, and then order. Typically it's like 14 to 16 inches is kind of the norm. If you're running a shorter shock, then it might be, 10 inches or something, but just double check it. And we sell the tabs, we sell the bolts, we sell all the stuff you need to make it happen. So yeah, just take a measurement. And if you go to our website, where we sell the limit straps and the tabs, we've got pictures in there where you can see how we've mounted stuff. And or just call in, talk to one of my guys, and they can email you some pictures and get you set. So, all right.
For the TJ to LJ conversion, are you ever going to sell just pieces of it? Someone's looking to just buy the frame stretched pieces.
Yeah. So the right now that's how we have it separated. You can buy the frame, and then you can buy the tub. So which is that inner cargo area. And then in addition to that, you're going to need corner guards, you're going to need, some other stuff. But we already assume that, say, for instance, somebody's already got a full GenRight TJ, so they've already got the gas tank, they've already got a bunch of stuff. We did it in pieces so that you guys could buy just what you need to make the conversion. And remember, we also, if you say, for instance, you've already got a GenRight cage in your TJ, we sell just the back half, which is, I don't know, it's $400 or $500 in all the tubes that you need to convert it to an LJ. So we thought way ahead on this. And if you can't find it on the website, go ahead and call in. But if you go over to TJ and go to suspension, you'll see TJ to LJ come up in the selection menu. And then you can see all of the options for that. So again, if you have trouble finding that, call in and the guys can help you.
Awesome.
All right.
Lots of love for the new shirt.
Yeah, the 2 shirts, so that's good. And then we got a brand new one coming for Jeep Beach. So, all right, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. And we'll be back next Wednesday.